Welcome back to our conversation with Senate President Karen Spilka. And Madam President, just over a month ago, the House passed a roughly $600 million tax and fee package targeted for desperately needed transportation improvements. It raises taxes on gas, corporations, ride-hailing services, among others. Meanwhile, Governor Baker is pursuing a transportation climate initiative that would also potentially increase the gas tax. Since all this happened, we've slipped into this recession. Businesses and consumers are under severe stress. In your view, is it wise to go ahead with these tax hikes?
At this point in time, I've discussed this with Senator Joe Boncore, the Senate Chair of the Transportation Committee, and we are looking at the $18 billion bond bill that will contain a lot of funding for roads, bridges, and infrastructure across all of Massachusetts, the RTAs, and really address a lot of the regional disparities in infrastructure and funding. I don't know. I do not have any tax increase on my radar right now. Right now, number one, we're focused on the public health pandemic and curbing that and containing that and saving lives. The second part that we are focused on is the economic aspect of it. We want to make sure that our economy stays as strong as it possibly can be through unemployment benefits, to help to small businesses, to other things, help to assistance to hospitals. These are the things that we're focused on, but there are a few areas that I realize we can't kick down the road, nor should we, and we need to address, like transportation infrastructure, which has been woefully underfunded and not addressed for so long, and the budget. We need to have a budget in place, but it probably will be done differently this year.
I guess in a sense, we're going moment to moment here from your point of view, right? All bets are off.
Well, moment to moment to some extent,
yeah.
But it also is strategic and targeted and planned. Okay. Right now, we have to deal with what is before us, the urgency of this crisis and the fact that people are dying. We need to try to contain it as best as we can. And I think we're doing a good job. I mean, unfortunately, there still will be deaths, but we need to try to curtail that. The economic aspect we need to focus on, but we still are looking at the other long-term issues down the road. We're not taking our eyes totally off those either.
Is it possible in your mind that public employee contracts might need to be renegotiated?
I don't know. We'll have to see.
Okay.
I think, a lot of our public employees are stepping up to the plate, providing services and doing a terrific job, just like a lot of our healthcare workers, our grocery store workers, our pharmacy workers, our public emergency personnel. These are people that are working so hard and sometimes putting their lives in danger too. So, our heartfelt thanks to all of them as well.
The sudden shutdown made it extremely difficult for candidates for elective office this fall to go out and collect signatures. You can't go to the mall, you can't go to the local supermarket. Social distancing makes that essentially impossible. And there are a lot of candidates, particularly challengers, who don't have the resources that an incumbent might, who are saying, this isn't fair. They don't think they're going to make it. Would you support some kind of waiver of the minimum signature requirement to let these people get on the ballot?
I would, and I personally support reducing the number of signatures. I don't support waiving them in totality. That would be unfair. And there have been a lot of people that are still working hard in mailing out a lot of the nomination papers, getting hundreds and hundreds of signatures that way. A lot of people have put tables on their porches with a BYOP, bring your own pen situation to sign and then walk away, not touching anything. People have continued to collect hundreds and hundreds, if not thousands, of signatures that way. So it is possible, and I urge people to, if they want to run, continue to do it. But to some extent, it is a ballot access issue, and the Senate has consistently placed a priority on these kind of issues, and early voting, mail-in ballots,
Right.
et cetera. So we'll have to see what happens. There has to be consensus within the Senate, within the House, and then together, because we are in informal sessions, that one person can stop a bill, and that's the end of it. So we are looking at it and continuing discussing. But I do urge people, if they want to run, whether they be an incumbent or a challenger, get out there. You can collect hundreds and hundreds of signatures still.
Madam President, thank you very much for joining us.
My pleasure.
And thank you. Stay safe. Continue to follow social distancing. And I'm going to throw it back over to my colleagues now for more WBZ News.